Welcome back to Bombastic Nation and ting and ting and ting, I tell you. So, let's do this. Let's try to get some laughter going and ting after a hard day work. You know, my man wanna, relax and watch something funny. And this is the 14 most embarrassing moments caught on camera. 14 most embarrassing moments caught on camera. This better be funny. I want some funny. You know what I mean and thing. So I ain't gonna keep you waiting. Let's YouTube and simmer.
Hello everyone. What could be worse and at the same time funnier than a terribly awkward moment? Only an awkward moment caught on camera, and thanks to YouTube, you can be sure that other people's funny mistakes will go viral all over the internet. Well, that's why we're here today. Let's meet the stars of our video. Let's get it on. If you've ever seen a political debate, you know that it can get pretty heated. Any means are good to defend your point of view and convince the audience that you're right. Well, almost any means. In this case, a politician during a TV debate got a bit too excited, but apparently that wasn't enough, so he decided to use an unexpected weapon, his upper jaw. The most interesting thing is that he didn't feel embarrassed for a second, but just kept talking with the same passion. Maybe this happens to him every day, but it was definitely a first for the woman. Everyone drops their smartphones from time to time. Some people are lucky and manage not to ruin their devices, but others have to take their phone to the repair shop constantly. But Jack Cooksey outdid them all. This Australian not only dropped his phone, but accidentally became famous all over the world. This was possible thanks to two coincidences. First, Jack unexpectedly turned out to be the first buyer of the famous and highly anticipated iPhone 6 in Australia. And second, after leaving the store, when the guy was surrounded by reporters, he dropped his brand new iPhone on the sidewalk. And of course, everything was caught on camera.
That's Jack.
Fortunately, despite the fall, the device remained intact, which became a great advertisement for Apple. In addition, Jack became famous around the world. Internet users love cat videos, but more than cats, we like videos where people fall, especially if the fall is unexpected, painful and funny. This is exactly what happened to Bobby Blank, a young man who graduated from Davenport University in Michigan. Of course, he wanted to celebrate, so he decided that the best idea was to do a backflip, and, well, he almost made it. Later, the young man revealed that doing a backflip is a family celebration, and he just wanted to follow the tradition. But he didn't quite calculate it properly. Fortunately, after the video of his fall went viral, Bobby was invited to Steve Harvey's show to try it again, and this time, the backflip was successful.
Barely made it.
Well, let's be honest. All people pick their nose from time to time. It's only natural. Monkeys, for example, pick their noses too. So we can say that the instinct to look for things in our nostrils has been with us for millions of years. It was probably important for survival and all that, except that today, of course, you usually just do it alone and at home, in the bathroom or behind closed doors, but certainly not in a football stadium, especially if it's a stadium with cameras that record Australian Football League fans. Imagine, more than 30,000 people are watching you.
Yeah, boy.
At least he didn't eat the result of his nose expedition. You've probably seen these short TV interviews in the news reports. You know, the ones where the person is terribly nervous about having to talk to the journalists, but persistently repeats the text that they've learned. Perhaps this interview with a man wearing glasses would have been just another one in the list, and nobody would have remembered it if the wind hadn't interfered. The wind and a plastic bag that appeared out of nowhere. But the coolest thing is that it landed on the man's face just when he'd finished talking, after a brief pause.
You were the best one in the world.
Imagine a party. Dance music, lots of people around, some of them are dancing, others prefer to drink. Most people prefer doing both things at the same time. Of course, in these situations you can sweat, especially if you move around a lot. If this were an advertisement, there'd be a speech about the benefits of some new deodorant. But this girl apparently doesn't love deodorants. Why else would she smell her armpits so carefully and even touch them, especially when there are so many people around? Well, she'd be a good match for the guy who was looking for something in his nose. These two are literally made for each other. Well, hopefully she found the smell satisfactory, and hopefully we won't remember this video suddenly over lunch. John Collins is a professional basketball player who plays for the NBA's Atlanta Hawks. He's over 2 meters tall, and his stats on the field are incredible. But even a man like that can easily make a mistake. When he walked off the field during a game against the Denver Nuggets, the athlete was enjoying the cheers of the crowd, high-fiving everyone. But seems he got too excited. Clearly, Collins didn't mean to slap this kid in the face. It's a classic situation where one person doesn't look at what he's doing, while the other person is just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But what's weird is that Collins didn't stop or even slow down after slapping the guy in the face. Could it be that a hand and a face are exactly the same to touch? Sometimes when you're too happy, you can do a lot of things that you'll regret later, like punching a referee, by accident of course, right during the game.
Strong move in the lane and had enough to get it to go.
Right in the
Carlos Boozer, Chicago Bulls power forward, punched the referee very hard. After rejoicing over a great shot, referee Danny Crawford was just one step away from Boozer. He clearly wasn't expecting this. Getting hit in the stomach or even lower can be very painful. However, after a couple of seconds, the referee had pulled himself upright and even pretended nothing had happened. He clearly has nerves of steel.
Nah, that's not the steel he's
one of
got.
the most important in the world. It is thanks to these people that humanity still exists, but some of them, let's just say that they don't always help patients recover. When Ergotelis FC midfielder Leonardo Koutris was injured during a match, he was quickly put on a stretcher to be taken off the pitch, but the attempt to remove the player was a failure. Medical assistants were quickly dragging the player out, but one of them got tangled up and fell, dropping the poor player to the ground. And the situation repeated after a few seconds. Just when it seemed nothing could get worse, the unfortunate player was literally thrown out off the field. Well, even if his injury wasn't serious, we're sure that it got worse after that. You probably wouldn't want to visit any of these doctors. Anything can happen during a live broadcast. But what can happen during the live broadcast of the Grammy Awards ceremony? A ceremony that doesn't start time after time, despite all the hopes of host Chad Moss.
The 58th Annual Grammy Awards are getting ready to start. Now, 58th Grammy Awards, I'm out of here. And it's almost about that time. Right about now.
Introducing new technologies is always a significant event for any company, especially if it's a package delivery drone. It's like the future's already here. And of course, a moment like this is worth recording on camera, right? But something can always go wrong. In 2018, the Russian Post tested a package delivery drone. It was supposed to transport a package to a village 15 kilometers away. It would seem that nothing could go wrong, but the launch was not successful. The drone with a 2-kilogram load quickly gained altitude and crashed into the nearest building. The package and the building weren't affected, but the drone was damaged beyond repair.
Wow.
It's said that a truly talented person is talented in everything. The famous soccer coach Jose Mourinho can be considered talented in everything that concerns soccer, but when it comes to hockey, everything changes. During the opening game of the Continental Hockey League, Mourinho suddenly couldn't keep balance and fell. In fact, all the famous coach had to do was throw the puck onto the ice and then leave the pitch, but it turns out that a red carpet on ice is pretty unstable.
That's just
Luckily, the
stupid
careful
right
hockey
there.
players picked Mourinho up and helped him back to the stands in one piece. It's reported that the coach was not injured. What can you expect from Spider-Man? Lightning-fast reflexes and the will to save anyone at any time of the day or night. But it turns out that things don't go according to this plan if you're being on camera. Good Morning America reporter Sarah Haynes pretended to faint in front of Spider-Man, apparently hoping that he'd catch her, but...
Sarah falls thinking she's going to be caught.
Sorry, darling. You know Gwen Stacy, and it didn't look good. Anyway, within a couple of minutes, Sarah had forgiven the hapless superhero, and the result is this funny video. Well, last but not least, a video that can only cause one reaction. Anything can happen in life. Really, anything. Sometimes deodorant can be the only salvation, but still, it's best not to do this in
The
public,
bumper
please.
clot
Just
she do.
don't. Psst, dude, are you looking for new technologies and great gadgets?
What was that? Spraying the... You know, with that, I'm gone. I'm gone. Remember to make life cool running. Like one.